The Roosevelt Institute has partnered with the Guildhall organization, and this Hamptons Institute is the result of that. And I'm with Andrew Rich, who's the president of the Roosevelt Institute. And this has been some heady weekend of seminars.
No, it's been a phenomenal weekend. You know, we had this phenomenal opportunity to partner with Guildhall to bring to the Hamptons a discussion of ideas, some of the major policy debates of this moment, and frankly, some of the debates around sort of how our politics should look as we go forward. And for us, it's been a great opportunity.
The concept, Andrew, there have been different institutes. Everyone knows of the Aspen Institute and these other think tanks, but this is a seminar that brings some of the greatest minds in the world of arts, business, communications, if I'm leaving out anything.
Politics,
exactly.
And education, yeah. No, it's modeled in some ways after the Aspen Ideas Festival, which is a 7 or 8 day festival out in Aspen, Colorado. But it's one that is designed really especially for the Hamptons in two respects. One, it's taking advantage of a lot of the talent that is actually out here during the summer. You know, I mean, an awful lot of the panelists are people who spend their summers here. They're here to relax, to enjoy one another, but they, in fact, are people with enormous intellect, and it's wonderful to bring them together for this community to have an exchange of ideas, and that makes it different from Aspen. And then second, this partnership is with us at the Roosevelt Institute, and the Roosevelt Institutes were the nonprofit partner to the FDR Presidential Library up in Hyde Park, New York, and we're devoted to carrying forward the spirit and the values that Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt brought to this country, and we believe that one way to do that is to encourage a debate of ideas and to bring thought leaders together for that purpose. And so, again, this has been as good an environment for that as we could have hoped for.
It's interesting. Eleanor Roosevelt was a reporter.
Yes.
And FDR, known for his fireside chats, which brought politics, government to people's living rooms. You're an extension of all of that.
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, they believe, and the Roosevelt administration back in the 30s during the Depression, a period not, a little worse than perhaps today, but where we were experiencing economic downturn, depression, fear, and concern, was one where he actually created the first brain trust, and he brought a lot of thought leaders together, and he got people with diverse points of view to debate ideas in front of him and in the administration in order for him to figure out the way forward for this country and for the world. And again, I think that's really very much a model for what this can be. This was the first opportunity we had to do it. But we hope to make it something we do on a regular basis. I think this community responded well to it and is ready-made for it.
Well, we're looking forward to the Roosevelt Institute partnering with Guildhall for years to come, and for this to extend for very many years to come.
Yes.
One question: these are very difficult times in terms of the economy, and when you talk of FDR, he led us through the Great Depression, and all of those were the worst of times. Are you hopeful about where we're going as a country and as a nation?
Yeah, I am hopeful. I mean, we as a people are a very resilient population. We are an enormously inclusive population. But we're at a point where I think we have lost sight of what the proper balance between a thriving democracy and a thriving economy, where that balance is, and we, and I think we're coming to terms with that right now. We're coming to terms with what it would mean for our democracy to be a bit more vibrant, and by that, making government a bit more vibrant and doing the good work for the American people that, frankly, we saw a function of the New Deal back during the Roosevelt presidency. And I think there's an awful lot of people discouraged right now about where are the jobs going to come from, how are they going to hold on to their homes. The conversations we've had over the course of this weekend, I think, suggest that there's hope, there's optimism, but it's going to take serious leadership, and it's going to take making some people probably a little angry along the way and getting through some fights and some difficult conversations. I think the country is up for it, and I think it's going to be what we can look forward to for about the next year.
If our viewers are interested in knowing more about the Roosevelt Institute, how can they find out?
We'd love for them to come find out more about us. We're based in New York City, offices in Washington and up in Hyde Park, and our website address is www.rooseveltinstitute.org.
Look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Guildhall has a rich legacy of probing hot topics and sparking dialogue around poignant and relevant issues. We're fortunate that our community here on the East End includes many who are shaping the future of our world in the arts, business, finance, and philanthropy. This weekend's symposium with world-renowned thought and opinion leaders, as well as others who are inspired to explore today's tough challenges. With a nod to the esteemed Aspen Institute, this weekend is conducted in partnership with our friends at the Roosevelt Institute. It's an open forum that invites and cultivates a dynamic exchange of ideas in the quest for solutions to today's critical issues in the economy, the arts, and the media. I'd like to turn it over now to Andy Rich, who's the CEO of the Roosevelt Institute.
Mickey, thank you very much. And I want to add my welcome. It is an enormous privilege for the Roosevelt Institute to be part of sponsoring the first ever Hamptons Institute here at Guildhall. And I want to thank Mickey. I want to thank everyone here at Guildhall, the Tar family. And I especially want to thank Ellen Chesler, who has played the crucial role in building this partnership and is a fixture here in this community and in the Rooseveltian community that we come from. The Roosevelt Institute's based in New York City. We're also the partner to the FDR Presidential Library up in Hyde Park. And we're very much focused on the development of ideas that carry forward the spirit and the values of the Roosevelts. And there's frankly no better place for a discussion of ideas and a debate of ideas that are inspired by the Roosevelts than here in the Hamptons. And this is very much designed to be a conversation, one where we have some amazing panelists, but where we also hope that you very much will take advantage of the opportunity to be part of the conversation. And so without further ado, I want to turn it over to Joe Nocera. Joe is a columnist, as you I'm sure know, with the New York Times, and he's going to moderate our first session on financial reform, the hot topic of the day.
Picked a heck of a day to do this. And so, first of all, as you can see, my fellow panelists did not get the shirt memo. We are going to have a rich discussion over the next hour and a half or so, maybe go a little longer than that, depending on you. I'm a deep believer in audience questions, and we will try to keep things lively and interesting, and at some point we will break for questions, and then so save up your thoughts and ideas and questions, and you'll get a chance to ask them. My name is Joe Nocera. I'm a columnist, a business columnist for the New York Times. I write on Saturday. And I have three incredible panelists here whom I will introduce very quickly, and then we will get right into it. To my far right is George Soros, who is one of the great hedge fund managers in the world and has, since after he got rich, has become a extraordinary philosopher, philanthropist, and critic of the world economic and financial system. And I don't mean critic in a completely negative way, but in someone who thinks deep thoughts about the state of economics and the economy and world finance. And we are thrilled to have him here today. In the middle seat is in the middle seat is Professor Elizabeth Warren, who is the Leo Gottlieb Professor of Law at Harvard University. But whenever I call her, it's because I want to ask her about the Consumer Protection Agency, which is fundamentally her idea. She wrote about it as a law professor, and now it has been enacted, at least by the Senate. And Elizabeth also has been the head of the Congressional Oversight Panel, putting the government's feet to the fire in the wake of the financial crisis, asking how money was spent and what really happened and how we should be dealing with it as a country and a government. So we're thrilled to have her.